some more Kingdom Hearts 3. If you're just now joining in, feel free to let me know how your day is, if you have any questions for your boy, and if you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream. Without further ado, let's jump in. Oh, wait a minute. There are like little icons on the map. I think that's just to tell us that there's a save point and that the Moogle's there. Because I was lost earlier. I was like, where do you go? I can't tell if you have to do this fight here. I seem to do a good bit of damage too. I don't think the mechs can handle up close and personal attacks like that. I think I'm just dead. They're like, you shouldn't fight the mechs if you're not gonna get in a mech. It's weird to read these little, like, Twitter story summaries of what's happening. Can you, like, scroll through it, or can you just only see this post by Riku? It's very, like, plot heavy, that, like, little tweet, or whatever. Xehanort was controlling Terra's body when he created Ansem and Zenmas, but Ansem had no form until he possessed me. Am I why he looks the way he does? It's, like, so weird. Why did you put that on Twitter? Nerdtanker said, when you walls, and then he said, oh, fuck. Yo, Nerdtanker, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics that I talk about on the stream? Oh, wait a minute. What the fuck does it say? I didn't know that there was an information crawl in the top left corner. Does it just tell me what to do? Nerdtaker said, I meant to say walk. Oh, no problem. What the fuck? Wait, what was that information crawl? Where'd it go? It was straight up telling me what to do, I think. Kratos said, I still gotta go back and watch episode 2. Have you watched the recap yet? I have not watched a recap. Let's see, Nerdtanker said, I've been memeing. Oh, no problem at all. Track your adventure with the gummy phone. Will this show me the information thing that they crawled to get over the top? I feel like it told me what to do, and then I just missed it. Kratos said, fine, I'll bribe you to watch it. Well, I'd have to watch it probably sometime after this episode. But yeah, I take bribes, you already know. So if you want me to watch the recap, feel free to hit me up with a bribe in the super chat, if that's what you want to do. To be honest, the super chat gives way more revenue than any ad ever would, so I'm down with that. It said I need to go into an air vent over some location, and I'm like, what location did it say? Because I had only like partially read it. I think it was a location that's not on this floor. Fuck. I just need to go back to the grind rail. And then I think it was downstairs. It's where the air vent was. Because the air vent is probably to go up here. Get on top of the couch. Or don't get on top of the couch, whoever works for you. Where's the grind rail again? I was running toward where the grind rail was. It's weird because in some places you can like walk on walls. The grind rail's like all the way over there. Oh wait a minute. If I'm just trying to get to the floor below, fuck a grind rail. Okay, cool. So somewhere around here, I think there's an air vent I was supposed to have gone in, and I just didn't go in. I think it was in the action figure store. I'm looking around. Like I see the ceiling. Where's the air vent at that we were supposed to access? I feel like I'm in the right place. Oh, there it is. Bitchin'. I still need to figure out in dreams how would you make a wall that you can run up the side of. Oh, there's a save point in the air vent? I need to pull up the live chat for this stream. Give me one moment. My brain was like, so if he did send me a bribe in the super chat, I would never know on PlayStation. I would have to look at the real live chat. So Beth asked me on Facebook Messenger if I was vibing with Kingdom Hearts or not. Kingdom Hearts seems interesting. I just wish it forced you into arena battles and that more of the story was told during gameplay. Those are my main complaints. Oh, I didn't pull up the live chat. I saw Beth's message, and then I just didn't do anything else. Oh, so Kratos said, is this enough? I don't get paid till Tuesday. I mean, money is money. Thank you, I appreciate it. That's totally fine. I'll watch the recap video. Can you send it to me over Messenger again? I'll hit it up. Fuck, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Okay. It's weird that we have a map to the air vent. When did we find a map to the air vent? Let's see. This fight looked as if it was going to be... Oh shit. Oh no, it's a mandatory fight. This is different.
We gotta slip through while the fans stop.
Oh. Wait a minute. So it's not a mandatory fight.
Now's our chance.
You just run. Kratos sent even more money. Oh, thank you kindly. Thank you kindly, Kratos. I appreciate it. He said, yeah, I'll send it to you. This is extra insurance and me being nice. I appreciate it, Kratos. I really do. My analytics for last month were really good because of the super chat that you gave last month. Because you really don't make like a lot of money through ad revenue. So YouTube was like, yo, that super chat though? They're like, the channel's doing great. And I'm like, oh, I appreciate it. So YouTube really does encourage you to try and get more super chats. Kratos said, you're welcome. Also, thank you for getting me into Kingdom Hearts. Other than those two complaints I told Beth, I like it. Like, the main things that I wish that, The main thing that I wish this game did more
This is
is
babies
tell the
and
story
toddlers.
through the gameplay
Where
and
do you
then
guys
force
think
you to
we should
fight
start?
people. Where's Kevin? Kevin before was
Sorg,
like...
didn't you mention music?
Affirmative, Goofy.
He did earlier. Kevin mentioned that he was into
Alright.
Bo Peep because
Why
she
don't
was
we look
thick.
for things that make noise?
And now we're in a
Sure.
doll store.
That's good thinking from you.
I think Kevin would be hyped. Why does Donald shit on
What
Sora
do
so
you mean
much?
for me? Hey, where you... Donald?
I think they really are good guys.
Well, you wouldn't have trusted them otherwise.
Don't.
And I know that your trust is a hard-earned treasure.
That was really nice.
Well, for all our sakes, let's hope you're right, cowboy. I'm willing to give him a chance at least for a little while longer.
Kratos said, that's why I
Especially
want you
if
to
it means
watch the
getting
recap.
Andy and our friends back.
Because once you know the
Agreed.
story and it's hooked you in, you don't mind the cutscenes that explain the story. I mean,
Well, I'm kind of
I
worried
think
about our
even
new
if I was
friends.
really into the story, right, that I would still look for toys that make noise. Okay. So I just need to find noise-making toys. So, like I said, even if I was super into the story, I probably would want the story delivered in a way that matched the gameplay experience. These toys fucking play instruments and shit. Is this it? I don't get it. Find toys that make noise. Will I hear them actively make noise? Or will it just look like toys that make noise? Because that section straight up is called musical toys. Let me try and get back up there. Did these make noise? They dance.
Now's our chance. Hang on.
You don't even have to fight sometimes. You'll be in an area that feels like a battle arena. And you can just run around and do other shit. And then occasionally it'll go, it's time for a finishing move. And then you just do a finishing. You'll be like, alright, I can do it. And now I'm like back to not actually fighting anybody. You know what I mean? Kratos said, what did you think of the final Olympus boss fight? That's been the most memorable fight of the game so far. See, I think it's these fucking toads. All the toads are musicians. Rex said he heard music. This is the time, right? Like, this is what I'm looking for. Do I have to run on this
Is
record?
this it?
Oh, shit.
Come on, Sora. You've never used a record player?
Huh?
Like this?
Hey. This is like in the movie. Ryan, not Ryan. Kratos said, and again, Nick, beating enemies helps you level
It's
up.
working.
You don't level up by completing missions. So far, I don't really feel like I've had to, like, level up, though.
Wait,
like, it hasn't
did that sound
forced
off
me
to
into
you?
a position where I need to, like, level cap.
Huh?
Hey!
Sora! There's some kind of strange noise coming from the orchestra.
Got it! Woody, you keep the record going.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Find out what's making this strange noise.
This is the one.
I like that he animates a little differently, too, and he's the only one with that instrument. And also you can hear that it's, like, some kind of tuba thing.
Something seems to be stuck in this tuba.
I'll get it out. Oh. Almost got it. There!
What? One of the army men?
Corporal.
You all right, son?
Yes, sir.
That's the soldier Sarge lost contact with.
So, you found Ham?
Yes, but while I was radioing in, a giant hand grabbed me, and it stuffed me in there. They must have taken Ham to another location. We have to hurry.
Okay.
Wait, Corporal. You're not fit for action.
But Sarge...
Your tour is over, son. And it's all right. Our trusted allies will take over.
Izanagi said, is the Immortal Dream stream still
I will
going?
move the Corporal to a safer location.
Yo, Izanagi,
luck,
welcome to the stream.
gentlemen.
It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on this stream?
Huh? Hey! What is going on?
Oh, right!
Woody! Mission complete!
Why didn't you
Beth
tell me?
asked me if I could
little
summarize
sooner.
the story so far. And I'm like, Kratos is gonna send me a recap. That's like your best bet.
Sorry, there's no time to rest. Ham needs us.
It shouldn't tire out Woody to run on that record player. In Toy Story 4, Woody does this crazy thing where he like jumps out of a car and says, I'll catch up with the car, like later. I thought that was fucking wild. Izanagi said that's also not 100% true, Kratos. He said key story battles boost stats. I imagine I need to now exit the store the way I got into the store, which means I would need to find the exit. Here we go. Oh, I don't remember there being ingredients here.
Get the rocket!
I kind of wanted to do the rocket, but whatever. We're back to the vents. Izanagi said, that being said, Jet complains about the cutscenes, but doesn't engage with the gameplay. The gameplay doesn't force you to engage with it. It just feels like optional gameplay. I've been to areas in this game where they'll like wall it off, and they'll be like, okay, so you're supposed to be here, and you can't get through until you finish like fighting. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then I've also been to parts of the game where it'll be like, this is where I was just at. So I probably need to go back to the lower vents. Izanagi said it forces you to engage with it if you want to level up. But leveling up doesn't seem to matter yet. Kratos said Dreams doesn't force you to create, that's optional gameplay. It's also like the best gameplay. Because I way more prefer creating things in Dreams than playing things in Dreams. Though I do like being inspired by things that I play in Dreams to then create more stuff. I'm hoping that Kingdom Hearts will also inspire me to create stuff. If Kingdom Hearts was a game in Dreams, I would give it like the same critique. I'd be like, I wish that it like had more invisible walls. Like right here, you can tell that they set that up to be like a battle arena. But it doesn't stop you from progressing. You can just skip it. So then I'm like, well, why do it then? I can just not. Izanagi said, it's like random encounters in any other RPG. And Kratos said, Nick, you're proving my point. Oh, that like the most fun part is the like combat. So it's like, why wouldn't you do the combat? Well, I also want to progress through the story. You know what I mean? So I feel like stuff that isn't required for the story is just more skippable. Where's my information crawl bullshit that tells me like, next up you gotta do this thing or this thing? I saw that happen like once, where it showed me the information at the top left, and it was really handy. I don't know how to make that happen. Is there a button for that? Izanagi said, Jet, making hallways isn't fun. Have you made hallways in dreams, Izanagi? Oh fuck. I keep thinking that's the jump button. Can you not jump after you do it? Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Izanagi said what Jet is saying is that he doesn't actually care about Kingdom Hearts 3. He's zooming past it as quick as possible to say he did it. Izanagi said you can't jump after shot lock. That's interesting. Why can't you jump after shot lock? So, I think the next thing we'd have to do would be on the 3rd floor, right? Well, technically we were just on the 3rd floor. Do we know what we're supposed to be doing next? I'm still thrown on that. Also, I feel like I'm trying to piece the story together as I go, like as I play through the game. I imagine info would be on Gummy Phone or whatever. So there's a glossary and a story thing. Main story. Okay, let's hit it up. Freshly revived and flanked by a new Organization 13, Master Xehanort has set his plans in motion. By staging a clash between 7 Guardians of Light and the Organization's 13 Seekers of Darkness, he intends to forge a weapon called the X-Blade and plunge the worlds into shadow once more. We need to find 7 Guardians of Light and meet his challenge. If we don't face him, Xehanort will target 7 innocent hearts instead. Yeah, that makes sense. So Xehanort needs the X-Blade to plunge the worlds in the darkness. And that's what Organization 13 wants to do, and Master Xehanort leads Organization 13. And we have to... Why do we need 7 Guardians specifically? It sounds like he challenged us to a 13v7 fight, but why don't we just get 13 people to fight him? Wouldn't that make more sense? Izanagi said Virum Rex is a game within this world that has several ties to Final Fantasy Versus 13, a game that never came out. Well, it looked fresh as fuck. I commented on that last episode. Verum Rex, I feel like, should have just been a thing. I really fucked with it. Let's see. Izanagi said X-Blade pronounced Key/Chi Blade. Wait, another pronunciation of Keyblade is Chi Blade? I actually like that a lot more. Kratos said it's a game within a game. I dig it. Kratos said, Nick, it's because when the X-Blade, or Chi Blade, was shattered, it broke into 13 pieces of darkness and 7 pieces of light. Oh, so then you would only have 7 light Keyblades and 13 dark Keyblades. So that makes a little bit more sense. Kratos said, well, it makes sense when you see the recap. Izanagi said, no, Chi equals Ki. Oh, because you can pronounce Chi. Well, I normally see that spelled as Ki, but I know they all kind of mean the same thing. I still like that. That's cool. King Mickey's mentor, Master Yensid, believes the first step is to find 3 lost Keyblade wielders who vanished over a decade ago, because that would be like 3 of the 7 people that you needed. Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. But isn't Terra still a bad guy? Who's working for Xehanort or whatever? Aqua's lost. She's somewhere in the darkness. I don't know shit about Ventus. Have we even talked about Ventus yet in the main game? Any or all of them could be potential Guardians of Light. In the meantime, Sora needs to free Roxas's heart, which is sleeping inside his own heart. They have talked about that. To do so, he'll need the power of waking. So that's why they keep talking about the power of waking. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. So you need the power of waking in order to free Roxas, because he's sleeping in Sora's heart. Okay, I got it. Izanagi said, this game pronounces Chi as Ki. And then Izanagi said Chi is not pronounced Chi. It is sometimes. I've seen it pronounced as Chi in like plenty of places. Let's see. Kratos said yes. Terra is still a bad guy. Interesting. And so it was Master Yinzid who sent Sora, Donald, and Goofy on a new journey to try and find that power. I don't understand why you would... Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. I don't understand why you would send Sora on a journey to learn the power of waking. Why is it a journey? Like, is there not someone who's mastered the power of waking who can just teach it to Sora? I don't understand why you would go to a bunch of random worlds to find that power. And so it was Master Yinzid who sent Sora, Donald, and Goofy on a journey to find that power. Everybody returned to Master Yinzid's tower to share information. Sora was given some brand new vestments to wear, and I joined the team to chronicle the adventure. Oh, Jiminy Cricket is writing the story. So he's writing the story of King Heart. That sounds so weird. That sounds very weird. While we were away, Riku and King Mickey had been exploring the realm of darkness in search of Aqua, but they ran into a powerful swarm of Heartless. Both their Keyblades were rendered useless in the struggle, and they were forced to retreat the tower. Is Riku one of the 7? Well, Riku's Keyblade was broken. King Mickey is one of the 7, right? But didn't he say he needs a new Keyblade? Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. If Sora's one of the 7, if Mickey's one of the 7, and if Riku's one of the 7, then once you get Aqua, Terra, what's the other nigga's name? And Ventus, that's 6 niggas. Who's number 7? Who'd be the 7th Keyblade wielder? I don't know. Where are we at? Let's see. Izanagi said not in this game. So we don't know about Ventus in this game. Okay. Kratos said, Nick, it'll make sense when you see the recap. I feel like it's making more sense reading this, to be honest. Like, this has been helpful. The thing that's throwing me is just, I don't know who the 7th nigga is. I feel like everything kind of makes sense. Except the journey to get the power of waking, I don't understand that. I don't know why it's a journey and not something that you would just learn from Merlin or something. Wait. We saw that one world that had Axel and I think Kyrie's her name. And didn't they have Keyblades? Either of them could be the 7th. Also, if they're good guys, then why can't there be more than 7? Wouldn't they just also have Keyblades? Do you specifically need a Keyblade made from a shard of light? Where are we at? Izanagi said the power of waking is theoretical. What? So they don't know if it's actually possible to free Roxas from Sora's heart. They're just like, we'll call that power, if it exists, waking. And we're like, we want you to see if you can find that power that we think might exist. I guess that makes sense. But then still, why wouldn't Yinzid or Merlin try to like magically get it out of them? Why is it some journey that's like multiversal to find a theoretical power? Because that just seems like you're just fucking around from world to world trying to find some shit that you don't know exists. Let's see. Where are we going? Izanagi said Riku is one of the 7 and so is Mickey. That's what I thought. That makes sense. Kratos said, Nick, literally any I don't understand or why you have is either to be explained or is explained in the recap. Izanagi said Kyrie is also one of the 7. And then Izanagi said Leah/Axel also exist. It seems like they have more than 7 people. Why don't they roll up on them with everybody with a Keyblade who's a good guy? I don't know why you need 7. I know there were 7 shards of light and there were like 7 light Keyblades, but the other guys are good guys too. Can't they just fight on the good guy team? What about, nah, that's Roxas. Roxas is the guy I was thinking about. Never mind. I already mentioned Roxas, I think. Let's see, Kratos said one of the 7, Axel, is my favorite of all-time character. Oh, he said all-time favorite character. Axel looks like a grown-ass man. And it really throws me that he looks like a grown-ass man. So is Axel a nobody who's reformed into a Keyblade wielder? Because that's what it sounded like. Let's see. Izanagi said, I believe Axel doesn't count. That he's not one of the 7. Why? Why wouldn't he count? Let's see. Kratos said, and then he said, Nick, recap. Izanagi said, Donald and Goofy don't count either, even if they are good guys, so there is nothing stopping more than 7 good guys from showing up. Well, I thought it was a fight that could only be fought with Keyblades. It just sounded like having a Keyblade was the important part of being in the fight. Let's see. Kratos said yes. Izanagi said Axel was a nobody who got his heart back. Okay. But he still dresses like one? He just kept the fashion. So I think this was really helpful. I'm glad that I read this. I mean, fuck it. I'm gonna hit up Beth, and I'm gonna say, episode 3 of my Kingdom Hearts stream actually recaps the story. I actually really like that they have this. I feel like that made it easier to follow, even though it's just talking about the shit that we already knew. Izanagi said that X-Blade is summoned when 7 lights and 13 darks clash. Oh. Wait. If Xehanort needs the X-Blade in order to plunge the worlds into darkness, then why fight Organization 13 with the 7 Keyblades of Light? Because that would just give him the X-Blade that he needs to plunge the world into darkness. Like, it sounds like if they don't fight them, the worlds won't be plunged into darkness because the X-Blade won't exist. By the way, it's easier to call it the X-Blade because all the other Keyblades are called Keyblades, so to be like, they gotta fight to summon the Keyblade for him to do it, it just sounds confusing. I'd rather call it an X-Blade. So the X-Blade that they need happens when they all fight. So then just don't fight, and then you don't summon the X-Blade, right? Or at least don't fight with the 7 Keyblades of Light. Just fight with 7 arbitrary Keyblades. And then you don't summon the X-Blade. Couldn't they destroy the 7 Keyblades of Light, and then the X-Blade could never be summoned? Like, is that a thing? That sounds like a legitimate, like, idea for how to get around it. Let's see. Kratos said exactly, Nick. Donald and Goofy do not have Keyblades. Doesn't that make them, like, less relevant in what's essentially a Keyblade war? Let's see. Kratos said that was helpful, but you still need the recap. I'm still gonna look at the recap. You bribed me. I'm gonna hit up the recap. Let's see. Then Izanagi said it barely recaps the story. But I think it makes sense, though. I understand what the game is about now. Like, I mainly just need to know what I'm currently doing. And I feel like I do. I feel like I have that idea. We're trying to find the theoretical power of waking so that we can wake up Roxas, so that we can gather the 7, so that we can fight the 13, so that we can stop the creation of the X-Blade, even though doing this will probably create the X-Blade in the first place, so that we can stop Xehanort from plunging the worlds into darkness. I feel like I get that. I feel like that makes sense. Let's see. Kratos said they will address that later, Nick. Just keep playing. Izanagi said just overly pronouncing X-Blade as Keyblade to differentiate it. Oh, like Keyblade? No, that's still weird. That's still, no, I just would rather call it X-Blade. Then Izanagi said, and let the 13 darkness float around? What the fuck is that? What do you mean the 13 dark? Okay, how about this? What if you destroy all 7 Keyblades of Light? Now already, right? You don't have to worry about the X-Blade showing up. Then you send Sora and his friends on a mission to destroy the 13 Keyblades of Darkness, not using the Light Keyblades. If you do that, there's no way that Xehanort can make the X-Blade. So Xehanort's plan is already fucked. But then you also destroy all the Dark Keyblades. So then Xehanort's plan is like double fucked, because you don't leave him with like weapons of mass destruction or whatever. So you get rid of all his weapons, and you get rid of all your weapons, so that nobody has the like super special weapons. Everybody just has normal Keyblades, and then there's no problem, right? I feel like that's what the game should be. You should be doing that. Izanagi said, Sora is one of the 7 lights. Also, do you think normal people can defeat the 13 darknesses? But they have Keyblade. They don't have the special Keyblade, but they have all these super bullshit powers. And also, they have literal gods that they work alongside. You could get Hercules to roll up. You could get fucking The Toy Story people, I don't know how well they would help, to be honest. You could get them though. I don't. Let's see. You can ride in a mech. We could get one of the Toy Story mechs or whatever. I don't know. I think if you rolled up all the niggas on the 13, maybe. I don't know how strong the 13 are for real. Let's see. Kratos said, Nick, it's not the Keyblades that are light, it's the wielders. Oh, so to kill... Oh, fuck. So they would have to die? They'd have to die in order to prevent the X-Blade? That doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. I know that sounds like morbid, but it's like all worlds plunge into darkness, right? 7 people die. All worlds plunge into darkness, 7 people die. It sounds like a worst case scenario, but right now they're like, maybe we can free Roxas from Sora's heart with a hypothetical power that we don't know if it actually exists. Huh? And it's like, that just seems weird. I don't know. I just feel like... And also, do the data versions just count toward the light then? Like, do all the, like, duplicate Soras, do they also count as the light ones? And don't they have Sora's powers? You know what I mean? Let's see. Where are we at? Kratos said, you're suggesting everyone commit suicide. 7 of them. Seven of them commit suicide. Honestly, if they did, though, it wouldn't... I don't know. I feel like that could work. I feel like that would work. Izanagi said, worlds are not supposed to know about other worlds. That is why Sora was turned into a toy. Wait, what the fuck? So they have, like, the Prime Directive? Donald was saying something like that when they showed up on the Toy Story world. But they know that Sora's not from there, right? Like, Hercules knows that Sora's not from there, right? That's really weird. Why not? Why can't they know about other worlds? Wouldn't that make it easier to fight against Organization 13 if you could rally up all the niggas? A matter of fact, they straight up tell Buzz, hey, I think there are 2 worlds. A world where, like, you guys are here, and a world where all your friends are at. And Buzz is like, that's bullshit. But they straight up, like, said to Buzz, hey, multiple worlds. Multiple worlds. So I don't think that Prime Directive thing matters. Especially if it's like, the worlds know about each other versus all the worlds plunge into darkness. Wouldn't just telling them all about wouldn't that enlighten them to fight back against the darkness? Instead of just Sora and his pals fighting Organization 13, it could be all the niggas versus Organization 13. I think that would look ass. Okay, where we at? Kratos said that's why Sora's appearance changes in every world. Izanagi said sounds like a train scenario. Apparently you would pull the lever to kill 1 to save the 5. Izanagi said Hercules doesn't know. Izanagi said 2 Toy Story worlds is different than telling them that a Mount Olympus exists. Izanagi said also, let me just throw my Buzz Lightyear action figure at Xehanort. They claim that Buzz Lightyear's laser actually works now in this like weird other scenario. So Buzz Lightyear rolled up when he had this actual laser, like when he'd be able to like, is Xehanort laser proof? I don't know. So do the digital versions of the 7 light act as the 7 light? Izanagi said in this alternate version of this world that they do. Otherwise, he's just a toy. Just a toy is still debatable. These niggas are like living toys or whatever. Speaking of living toys, hold on. Toy box. After an exciting voyage on the gummy ship, that's debatable, we arrived in a strange new world where Sora, Donald, and Goofy all assumed the appearances of toys. The new look didn't stop them from walloping Heartless and causing trouble, though. Woody, Buzz, and Andy's other toys saw the fight and introduced themselves. They reported that many of their friends had vanished, which was followed closely by the arrival of the Heartless and a hooded stranger in black. Immediately suspecting Organization 13, we agreed to help the other toys search for clues at a nearby store called Galaxy Toys. Not long after arriving at Galaxy Toys, we had an unpleasant encounter with Organization's young Xehanort, who explained that he had separated Woody's group from Andy and the other toys by creating a second copy of their world. Wait, he said that? I thought that was a theory. I don't remember that. So that happened? Worse yet, young Xehanort seemed to have the power to... Oh, I remember this. To possess the toys at the shop, which might explain why some of Woody's friends have disappeared. Okay, I remember that. Kratos said, Nick, just play the game and watch the recap and it'll all make sense. Well, hold on. I legitimately want to know, do the digital versions of people count as the 7 light or whatever? Like, does digital Sora count as one of the 7? Because if the digital versions don't count, then you could make digital versions of all the 7, right? And then the original 7 could all die, and then the 7 could still live on as their digital versions. You could even give them like robot bodies or some shit, and then they could still fight against Organization 13, but without any risk of making the X-Blade or the Cross-Blade, whatever name would make it easier. Izanagi says, stop trying to kill our protagonists. They wouldn't be dead necessarily. I mean, they kind of would. They'd be like the robot body like the surrogate robot version of them. I think that could work. I think that would... They'd be able to beat the bad guys with no risk of the crossblade. Kratos said it's their hearts that make them light. Right. So once you... Well, hold on. So do the digital versions count? Izanagi said no. Kratos also said no. Yeah, so if they're robots, but they still do all their power bullshit, because their keyblades aren't what the light are. They're what the light are. So they can keep their keyblades, right? But as robots, and then they can fight the 13, and then they're good. Or what if, okay, because I keep talking about them dying. Them dying could be unnecessary. Make digital versions of the 7. Check. Make the actual 7 stay isolated in some weird other world. You know how Merlin's doing this hyperbolic time chamber bullshit? Where Merlin is like keeping like Kyrie and Axel in this weird beautiful forest where time doesn't pass? Put the 7 in there. And then send the digital robot 7 to fight Organization 13. And then the 7 doesn't have to die, but they're safe, I imagine, in fucking Forest World. And then the actual Robot 7 can go and fight Organization 13. And even if the Robot 7 eats shit and die, do it again. Just keep doing it. Send an army of the Robot 7 to fight Organization 13. You have a whole bunch of them, right? Beat that ass. Game. That seems pretty good. I think that's something that they could do. Izanagi said they don't have that technology. What the fuck? So hold on. They can make the digital versions of people, but they can't put the digital versions of people in robots. But they also have wizards and can cast magic spells. And they can't make robots? Why can't they make robots? If I can digitize a person, why can't I then put that digital person in a machine and then that machine go do shit? What if you made the robots in Toy Story World? Because in Toy Story World, toys can just come to life, apparently, if they know that they can do that. Couldn't you put digital 7 in, like, digital toys, big toys, essentially robots, and then be like, hey, nigga, you can be alive if you choose to be alive. And then they're like, I am digital Sora in a toy body. And then be like, let's go and whoop Xehanort's ass. And then you go whoop Xehanort's ass as fucking robot toys or whatever, and then you do it. Kratos said if you killed the protagonist, they would most likely turn into heartless and nobodies, like Sora did. Well then, like I said, don't kill him. Put him in the hyperbolic time forest that Merlin made, and then just send the robots to fight Organization 13. Kratos said, and since Roxas is a nobody, that counts as a guardian of light. Killing the protagonist would do nothing. Izanagi said, I love an army of 6-inch figures mobbing Xehanort. You could just make them really big. You could just make really big toys. Because the definition of toy is vague. You know what I mean? Like, I think if they made 6-foot tall, posable action figures of our protagonist in the Toy Story world, loaded them up with like the digital versions of the 7, and then said, wake up, time to fight Xehanort, they could go fight Xehanort. Izanagi said, at what point is a big toy a statue? At what point are statues not toys? If there's articulation, you can play with it. You can move the fucking joints around. I don't know. Statues normally aren't that articulate. Oh, wait a minute. Toy Story 4. In Toy Story 4, they take a fucking, like, spork and some googly eyes and some shit and some pipe cleaners, and they make that into a toy. At what point is a toy garbage? If you can do that shit, you can make the fucking 7 as big-ass action figures, load them up with the digital people, wake them up, and then send them to fight Organization 13. I don't think it would be that hard. Now, you guys may be like, how would loading the digital versions into the toys actually give them the digital versions' personalities? Well, we can look at Toy Story 1 for that shit. Really, we can look at almost all the Toy Story movies for that shit. But Buzz thought that he was the real Buzz Lightyear just because he was a Buzz Lightyear toy. So, if that's the case, putting the digital shit into the thingies would make them think that they were the real niggas. And then you send them out and they can fight. You can just fight Organization 13. Kratos said, or they can just do exactly what happens in the story that you'll see when you play. Izanagi said Toy Story 4 is bad and doesn't exist yet at this point. It doesn't exist yet at this point, but it's still canon, and that's still something that's possible in this world at this time. You know what I mean? And they don't need to know the events of Toy Story 4 for them to potentially do that. Like, for them to make the toy versions of things. They just have to take what Woody said, where he goes, I guess they haven't figured that out yet. And take what Buzz said, where he goes, you're a toy from a video game, so you probably think that's how the video game works, but that's not how the real world works. To understand that toys can come to life if they figure out that that's what they do, and to figure out that toys that are based on things believe the things that they're based on. So then you make a toy based on the 7, and then the 7 believe they're the 7, and then you give them the digital shit. You may not need to give them the digital shit. I think I would still give them the digital shit, because you can do it, why not? Give them the digital shit, and then send them to go fight Organization 13. Right? Izanagi said later, when none of the toys know how to do that. I mean, Sora and them could figure out how to make a toy. That's easier than traveling all these worlds to learn how to be woke. Also, I have to go check the mail, which is normally a conference call thing that I do with Beth. So give me one moment, guys. I'm going to end the stream for now. I'm going to go to a save point. I think there's a save point on the 3rd floor. Hold on one second. So I'm going to go to a save point and save real quick. But don't worry, I'm going to watch that recap, and then I'll jump back into this. There will be a bit of a time gap though, because I'm going to have to exercise, shower, eat. I'm going to have to go to the store. Also, today we're doing Jackbox at some point. So there's also going to be Jackbox. Don't worry, I am going to watch the recap. I am going to get back to this. It's going to be like a bit before I get back to this, because we're doing Jackbox today. Let's see. Kratos said, yes, let's do all that without the toys knowing there are other worlds. You don't have to do that around Buzz and Woody. You can fuck off from Buzz and Woody. You know, like, be like, okay, we did whatever we were going to do. We saved your friends. Goodbye. And then you go to, like, a 3D printer or some shit, and you go make more toys and shit. Also, making toy versions of your friends seems like something that you could do, and it wouldn't be that weird. It wouldn't let them know there are other worlds. Kratos said, hopefully by that time I'll be off work. No problem. Kratos said, so that works out perfectly. Okay, ballin'. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. There's your for new boy, Jet like the one only, logging off. Peace. Izanagi said, what if the toys only have consciousness in Toy Story World? That seems arbitrary. Okay, so why is it that... Are you saying that Hercules wouldn't be a demigod outside of his world? You know, that just seems like a really vague thing. That seems like... Why is it that Goofy's a fucking anthropomorphic talking dog outside of his world? Dogs in Toy Story World aren't like that. I think if you're alive in your world, you're alive in other worlds. Because otherwise, Donald would be a normal-ass duck, Goofy would be a normal-ass dog. Why is Remy a fucking non-talking rat? You just keep whatever you had. You keep whatever you had from whatever world you were in before. Izanagi said, why are the toys in everywhere else not like the Toy Story toys? They explained that in this. Toys are alive when they figure out that they can be alive. Also, why aren't the dogs everywhere else like fucking Goofy? And why aren't the ducks everywhere like Donald? It could be a thing that still works for your world, right? Like it works for the world that you existed in before, but then it keeps working no matter where you go. That's not to say that everyone everywhere you go is going to be like you, but you preserve whatever elements of that world that you came from. That's the only way that traveling between worlds actually makes sense. Otherwise, they would constantly be not what they're supposed to be when they go from world to world. Kratos said Pluto isn't even like Goofy within his own space. That's true, but I still think if you made toys in the Toy Story world, they should be able to follow Toy Story rules. Gazelle said, huh? Izanagi said, you can't just tell a toy it can move. But you can, though. But you can't, because Woody's like, they just haven't figured it out yet. But I think you can help them figure it out. They can probably do like an awakening. That's the real power of waking. That's the real power of waking. Learning how to wake a fucking toy up and make it alive. See, this is the power that they're looking for, but they're gonna miss it. This is what the whole game should be about. Let's see. Izanagi said, not in any other world. But you can in this one. And they can make it to this one. So you make the toy duplicates, right? And then you tell them to be alive. Anyways, hold on. I gotta end the stream. Beth's like, are we doing the conference call today? It's past the conference call. She's like, when are we gonna do the conference call? Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring that notification bell to be notified when we do the live streams. There's for a new boy, Jeff like lonely, logging out. Peace, chicken out.